Wow, revolutionary greetings, all of you, dear lovely family, friends, fellow Africans. What things come to your mind when you hear this kind of information that President of Botswana, President Gideon Duma Boko, has invited his counterpart, President of Burkina Faso, Capt. Ibrahim Traoré? What things come to your mind? Do you see a new Africa? Do you see a united Africa? Do you see a borderless continent? What comes to your mind? But all in all, my dear lovely family, this is a good and great thing to see that leaders, especially this young generation, are finding platform where they can come together and discuss several issues facing our mother continent, Africa. We know that Botswana is famous for producing diamond. Also, Burkina Faso is famous for producing gold, but one thing that Burkina Faso did is to take control of its gold. In Botswana, still resources are under some Western companies, and I hope maybe this will be a starting conversation on how Botswana can own its own diamond. Yes, we want Africans to benefit from their resources. Yes, we are going to collaborate with others. We are going to work with these multinational companies. We are going to find investors, but also we want to see that Africans are also part of investment. You know, in Africa, when you talk about investors, you are talking about white people, you are talking about Chinese. We are not considering black people. That's why you saw that many of our mines and these resources are being operated or being extracted by other people, especially Chinese, Europeans, and Americans. When it comes for Africans to invest in these resources, it looks like Africans, we are not capable to do so. But in Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré has changed those narratives and making sure that it's Africans first who are going to process their own resources. And I hope these things will go to other countries such as Botswana. My dear lovely family, you know that right now Africa is suffering with the issue of economic independence. Many of our countries are being indebted. We have been suffering with these loans, but we have resources. I hope if our leaders like Traore, Duma Boko, Mama Natumbo Nandi Ndaitwa, Samia Suluhu Hassan, and other leaders, Paul Kagame, can come together and strategize, having their own meeting on how we can benefit from our natural resources. We can stop taking loans from other Western countries. Sometimes we are being funded by these NGOs, small group of people are funding our government. I think the time has come for African leaders to see what we can do with our resources to make sure that we are going to fund our projects. Right now, we are talking about continental free trade areas, but do we have infrastructures to facilitate continental free trade areas? Do we have those infrastructures? So I think this is a time for African leaders to come together to discuss what we can do to make sure that we are going to have infrastructures. And of course, I've seen good example in Burkina Faso that young people are building their own infrastructures. If you look the population of Africa that we have, many of our young people are so professional. Some of them are engineers. So we can use these young people. Instead of hiring Chinese, we can use our people. What we need to do is to provide equipment to them, the way Captain Ibrahim Traoré has done, not only on road construction, even in mining sectors. We need to give young people excavators and other machineries so that they can extract minerals. Then those amount of money will remain here in the continent of Africa. Because if you give these things to Chinese, to Europeans, or others, what they are doing is to take those resources, sometimes into law forms, to their homes. And if they take those resources into law forms, it means they're exporting jobs, they're exporting revenues, they're exporting also technologies. But if all those things can be done here in the continent, it means we increase technologies, creativity, also revenues will remain here in the continent of Africa, and also will create jobs to our young men and women. So this is a good news for me, and of course for the entire continent of Africa, that the president of Botswana, President Duma Gideon Boko has invited the president of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. We wish to see African leaders working together. We want to see Africans working together. I have seen President Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, the president of Namibia, visited almost all SADC countries, and he shared his vision, the vision of unity. That's the thing that we want to hear from our leaders. If you listen, our founding fathers, all of them, starting with Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, Nyerere, Mandela, Modibo Keita, Sam Nujoma, and many others, Samola Moises, Machel, Kenneth Kaunda, all of them, and many others, all of them, they are speaking about one issue: independence. But what our leaders right now are talking about, what is the message of our leaders? Right now, our message must become economic. Free Africa, united Africa. So if we can, all of us having a single vision, I think we can achieve. We can achieve to have a united Africa. My dear lovely family, always in this platform, we address the issue of unity. We know that unity is very important for us to achieve what we want to achieve. We cannot achieve development or any economic issues without having unity. We are talking about value addition. How can we add value to our natural resources if we cannot collaborate? All of us, we know that we are main producer of natural resources, but these natural resources must be value added. And if we can collaborate, work together, I think we can do better than before. So, dear lovely family, up to that, I have no more to share with you, but I hope this will be a good news to all of us, the people of Africa. And if this is a true and real, it will be a game changer for the entire continent of Africa. We want our leaders to come together, to work together, to see each other as brothers and sisters. Yes, we have differences, maybe we have different ideologies, but we must know that we are Africans. Up to that, have no more. Let me say, stay in power. See you next time. Thank you.
Where their word is obeyed,
a new spirit of courage, independence, and unity is rising. Two names at the heart of this transformation are Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso. African nations chart their own destiny. In this video, we explore the relationship between Traoré and Boko, the potential visit to Botswana, and this looked in global headlines, yet it consistently ranks as one of Africa's most peaceful, stable, and democratic countries. Botswana's calm offers a powerful message. Africa can rise with both bold ceremony. It turned into a historic Pan-African gathering. Leaders from across the continent attended, but the most talked about interaction was between Captain Traoré and Duma Boko, caught in a geopolitical tug-of-war, represent a broader wave of change. Global economic force always popular. Pushing for unity can make leaders enemies in over despair.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make African great. Thank you, freedom. Thank you, Africa.